Hi, everyone. First of all, just want to say, wanting to do this. Obviously, I'm a retired fighter now, and wanted to give this opportunity to myself to say thank you to you all the media. We just did the dailies just before you guys, and now's a chance for you guys to. I thought if there's any questions you want to ask, you're more than welcome. Obviously, I am retired now, and obviously from being a boy to a man now. That's the wife said that. Make sure you say that. So, so yeah, I mean, life's totally changed. So, it's been amazing, and I think without you guys covering the fights, I don't think it would have been as big. So I wanted to just say thank you very much for that as well.
Brilliant. If you want to put me a note in the chat, who wants to go first? And I'll do them as the order I receive them in the chat box. So I think the first one is Matt from Into Boxing. So I'll just unmute you.
Hi, Amir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, mate. How are you?
First off, congratulations on a terrific career. Now it's sort of sunk in and you've made that decision to retire. You had a chance to look back and sort of pick out a career highlight where you say, you know what, that was the pinnacle for me. That was my best night in boxing.
I think my best nights in boxing were when I was with probably Freddie Roach and at the start of when I was Virgil Hunter. And the likes of Maidana fight, Kotelnik fight, Zab Judah fight. Obviously the fight against Danny Garcia, where I was doing really well if you think about it in the early rounds, and then obviously got caught with a big shot, and that's boxing for you, So yeah, I think that was probably my peak of my career, but God's been kind, and I was about 24, 25 then.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a peak of my career must have been from 21 to probably 26 was the peak of my career. After that, I could then see that decline. But still, I've had the biggest fights and fought the biggest names in the sport of boxing and the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And so I'm so happy that the way my career has gone.
At what point did you know that it was time to call it a day? Obviously, you had the big grudge match with Kell Brook. That went the way it did. Was it immediately after you thought, you know what, my heart's not in it anymore? Or was there a specific point where you just knew I wouldn't be doing it again?
I think it was when it was after the Canelo fight, really. Having a long layoff after a hand operation, going to I'm a Celebrity, the jungle kind of helped me in a way, kind of refocus and regroup myself. After that, it was after the Canelo fight, really, I think I thought I was probably done. And I should have probably then called it a day, but I didn't. And I think I loved the sport too much that it was hard for me to walk away them days. But yeah.
Have you thought about much outside of boxing, what your life's going to be like now and what sort of interests you have? Are you looking to stay in the sport? Are you going to take part in coaching? Are you going to
I'm going to definitely stay in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
I'm just starting some big shows. I'm going to start doing I think I've got penciled in, end of the year, I'm going to do around about 10 to 12 shows a year, boxing shows. I'm going to start restart my promotion company for signing young fighters, and in America as well. I'm going to do something big over there, which I'm going to announce probably in the next month or so. So I'm doing very big things in promoting fighters and promoting fights, and do my own boxing shows is what I want to do.
Finally, for me, have you, when you look back now over all the fights you've had, are there any regrets or any fights that you wanted to happen that didn't, or anything, any stone you've sort of left unturned where you think, I wish that had have happened or something had have gone different?
The Kell Brook fight happened early in my career. I mean, obviously it happened a little bit late, but it is what it is, Other than that, look, my career's gone really good, man. I mean, I'm happy the way my career's gone and what I've done in the sport and what I've made in the sport and what I've left in the sport. I'm very happy the way things have gone for me. And obviously being a young fighter from Bolton, it's totally changed my life. And it's I just only thank boxing, because I don't think I would have been in this position if boxing was in my life.
All right. Thanks for your time, Amir. I appreciate it. And good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Matt. I should say, if we can keep the questions to two, I should have said that at the start because of the volume of people on here. So the next one we're going to go to is Joe Hewlett.
Hi, Amir. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you.
Congratulations on a great career. Well, where do you think your legacy is now you've retired in British boxing and maybe even world boxing?
I don't even know, to be honest with you, man. Honestly, they're not at least as a fighter who probably would fight anyone and was never scared away from a fight. Secondly, fought the best out there. Win, lose, I'd give it my all in every fight and give the fights that they always wanted. I couldn't leave the sport without taking the Kell Brook fight because that's what everyone wanted. I always wanted to be a people's champion, yeah. But I don't know how they would take me, but I think now I'm retired, I think the amount of messages I'm getting of people that now they realize that and they probably appreciate you a little bit more as well, which I never thought would happen. Maybe you get more respect when you retire than when you're in the sport, yeah.
Of course, and my second question is, you had over 40 fights, fought so many big names. What one name is missing off the resume that you wish you could have maybe made?
Either Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao. They're one of the two. And I met Floyd a couple of days ago. Really respectful, I mean, the guy's a legend, really, in the sport of boxing, and can't take nothing away from him. Even though really me and him never fought each other, it's one of them things. But for him to say, and he knows who Amir Khan is. I mean, it's amazing, Like he come and call me by my name. I mean, that's a legend in the game, He's like, you can put him in the same as like Muhammad Ali, maybe remembered as an all the other great fighters. And the day you can't take nothing away from Floyd. He's a great fighter. But it was nice that he called me from my name and then obviously acknowledged me and had a really good chat with me. And yeah.
And Manny Pacquiao?
Manny is like a friend. Obviously, I think he lost the elections. Not going to be too happy, but yeah. It's funny because when I call it a day from the sport, I got a couple of phone calls from Manny's team saying, "Are you really retiring?" Now, I'm like, yo, when there's times where you always think a fight's going to happen, maybe you wait, you never call retirement, or you still have your eye on that fight. I don't think that fight was ever going to happen, but I think I don't know why they kept saying, we'll take you to that fight. It never happened. And I think now that I'm retiring, they've said, are you really retiring? Like, it was a bit of a shock to them because they thought Manny might be able to take that fight. But I'm like, hell no. Now that Manny spent all this money on the elections, I think he might need a fight, but I don't think it'd be me. I think I'd rather give that miss.
Cheers.
Thanks, Joe. Right, next one, Alex McCarthy, TalkSport.
Amir, congratulations on a great career, my friend. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you, Alex.
Good stuff. You obviously, and you said you would after the Kell Brook fight. You gave yourself some time before making this decision. I know you were side for Conor Benn as well. I just wonder, were any names floated to you about possible matchups, or how did that deliberation process go?
Alex, we had the rematch with Kell Brook penciled in. Obviously, that was contracted. I didn't contract, but like I said, I'm not going to take a fight where I don't feel 100%. It's me. It's not that I lost a fight and I'm not going to do it for greed because I would have got a big paycheck again. I don't have it in me anymore to fight anyone, even for that money, even if someone offered me a big, huge amount of money. Once you've called it a day, you call it a day, man. I want to spend time with my family. I was at one punch away from getting hurt, and I don't want to be that fighter that, got hurt from the sport of boxing. So I'm glad I called it a day.
As you say, though, you do love the sport, and obviously a lot of fighters are fighting beyond competitive now into exhibitions. And I don't know, would someone like a Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition or something like that, would that intrigue you to perhaps get back in the ring?
Exhibition, depends what the exhibition is, how many rounds it is, what it contains. Otherwise, I think going into a hard, what the hardest bit about leaving boxing is and being in boxing was that training camp. It was never easy, but training camps were solid. Who wants to be in training camp again? I can't go in a full training camp again. My body beating up, it's breaking down. But for an exhibition fight, how long do you have to train? A couple of weeks? Maybe 2-3 weeks. I mean, I don't know. It's something that maybe I may consider, but at the moment, like I said, I don't really want to even go into a boxing gym at the moment because I just want to enjoy this retirement. And Once I started missing it, maybe started boxing training just to kind of keep the fitness up on, keep my weight down. But other than that, like I said, the love's gone for the sport, man. I'm done with it.
Can I just ask what you and Floyd discussed when you saw each other?
So Floyd said to me that, look, we should get it on. And I said, brother, I've just called it. I didn't want to retire then. I said, tomorrow I'm going to announce my retirement. And he goes, no, I don't think you should. And then obviously I said, look, you know, when you've been, all your life, you've been told fighters saying to you that we may fight each other, we could fight each other. And they keep you on the side, on the bench. I'm like, forget that, man. I want to be in control of my own self. When I call it a day, I call it a day. I'm not going to not call it a day because of someone else taking control, like Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao saying we'll fight you. I'm waiting around for them. So I thought, nah, man, I'm going to do what I think is best for me.
Well, congrats again, Amir. Thank you very much, bud.
Thanks, Alex.
Okay. Right, Rob Hokum, where are you from, Rob?
Thanks, Richard. It's Rob Hokum for Punch Out Boxing. Amir, congratulations. What a hell of a ride you took us on for close to 20 years. So thanks from all the fans.
Thanks.
Just one first question. When you look back at your career, what are the mistakes you've made that you'll be advising the fighters that you're managing not to make?
My advice to them would be, like, always train hard and always be the boss. Always believe. How can you not be the boss outside the boxing ring? And when you're in the ring, you try to be the boss. So always be a boss, even be the man in control outside the ring. It means more.
Mm-hmm. Profound. And wonder, is your true legacy the fact that you are, as it stands, the only fighter from the Indian subcontinent to actually reach the top level, and you've actually opened the sport up to that entire part of the world? I mean, you've got the next generation like Adam Azim and Hamza Shiraz coming through. Is that really your legacy is going to be felt for maybe decades hereafter? Yeah,
no, definitely, no, there would be. And it feels nice to know that I've opened doors to boxing for the young generation. But you know, one thing, like the Azim brothers are amazing, fought my undercard. Obviously, there's a lot of jealousy in the sport as well. You know, as an Asian, you probably know as well yourself, man, that there's a lot of jealousy in the game, where a lot of Asians, they know what you've done in the game, they'll never acknowledge it. They always hate, you know what I mean? And obviously, you got these like young fighters like Hamza and all them lot. Like, I think they envy what I've done, but I've never ever talked bad about these young Asian fighters, because I don't want them thinking that, look, I wish them all the very best, but you know, one advice I can give these young Asian boys is don't think you're too big and disrespect fighters like myself. When I've been there and done it and opened the door for them, I give them that platform. Always have that respect for your peers, really, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I've been there, I've done it the hard way, the hardest way. When there was no Asians in the game of boxing, no Pakistani especially, whatever in a boxing gym, let alone on the world stage. But and I've never talked bad about like the young Pakistani fighters. Like, you know, you want to be on, but the one thing about Asian fighters is that they always talk shit about each other. And I don't want to be one of them type of ones, but you do get that. But look, it is what it is. You know, there's always that jealousy and there's always that hate. So yeah, it's sad to see that, you know. But it's just an typical Asian thing, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Rob.
Oh, thanks, Amir.
If we can go to Kell Sajjad from BBC next, please.
Hi, Amir. Just to echo what everyone said, what a great career and an ambassador for British sport. You found fame at 17, going to the Olympics, winning the silver medal, and you know, you had such a big profile outside of the ring as well. Did you struggle in your career to handle that level of fame and media scrutiny? Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to start because, like, I remember when I come back from the Olympic Games, walking on the streets of Bolton, everyone knew who I was. To stay focused when everyone knows who you are. I was getting freebies. I was getting everything I wanted to do. I got for free.
And imagine that, and then the parties, the women, like imagine how hard it is to focus at that young age, you know. I was only 17 at that time where, you know, I just finished school and I was like, I could have drifted the wrong way and gone on the wrong path, but luckily my family and my religion kept me on the right path, which I thank, because like I said, it's easily you can go, bro. Like you can lose it easily. Honestly, like especially when you got the women, your boys want to go clubbing, partying, a lot of your friends start drinking, so it's easy to be back doing that again. You know, trying new things. But luckily, boxing kept me away from all that. But easily, I could have left. I could have walked away from the sport and done all those fun things. But I looked at the long-term picture. My long-term picture was that I'll enjoy my life after I retire. I'll make my money now. I'll use I'm at the peak of my career. I'll maximize what I've got now. And these are what these young fighters should do as well. These young sportsmen and women, work hard now and then live the rest of your life doing what you want.
You obviously bowed out with a loss to Kell Brook. It didn't go the way you wanted, but do you feel that was a fitting way to end your career?
It was. Look, you know, a lot of people said to me, "Oh no, you can't go out losing a fight." I've gone out, put my hand up that I don't have it left in me. Honestly, the better man won on the night, and I'm not gonna risk it going in the fight again. And I'm always at one push away from it hurt, and if my reflexes are not there, I'm not seeing the shots. I'm not seeing punches coming to me. I was getting caught with shots that I'm never really get caught with that easily. And I'm like, yo, maybe it's a time for me to call it a day. I just can't do it no more. Like, that's it, man.
Thanks, Amir. All the best, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cal. Joe Lee, seconds out.
Hi, Amir. Thanks for doing this call. How was your Ramadan?
Ramadan was good, man. It was fun to spend it with the family. And straight after the fight, it was Ramadan. So didn't really binge out, which is a good thing, you know.
How difficult was this decision then to make in 2022?
You know what? It was quite an easy decision. It wasn't hard. It was hard for me to announce it to everyone, to make it official. That was the hardest bit. But to say that I was retiring was quite easy, because I kind of thought this a long time ago. And it was just any time now I was going to announce it. I was going to say, I was going to stick by it. And guess what? It was this time where I said, you know, I'm going to just say I'm retired.
And were there any other temptations other than Kell Brook, maybe a Florin Marku, or any other fights that were looming potentially?
Nothing, man. There's nothing. There's nothing that would spark me and say, yeah, I'll take it. No, there wasn't. Honestly, like, it was hard, like, for me to stay in the game, because, like I said, lost a lot of love for the sport, and they wouldn't be in it, man.
Fair enough. And last of all, quickly, just over a week ago, Canelo obviously losing to Bivol. What were your thoughts on that, Amir?
Yeah, Canelo, look, what a great champion he is, going up and down weights like crazy, man. Goes up and forth, fighting against Bivol, who was massive compared to him, but showed so much heart. So look, even though he lost the fight, it was a close fight, and obviously I wish him all the very best, and he come back and hopefully he can avenge his loss. But look, credit goes to Canelo, best Mexican fighter ever. And for me to share the ring with him as well is like amazing. I'm so happy I did that, you know, but he's a legend and you can't take nothing away from him.
A legend yourself as well. Congratulations on an amazing career.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Joe.
On to Amir Khan from Boxing Social.
Salam, Amir. How you doing?
Salam, Amir. How are you, bro?
I'm all good. Your mom and dad happy now?
Yeah, they are. Mom, dad, missus, all are buzzing. They're all saying, yeah, he's done. He's called it a day, which is a good thing. We all wanted him to call it a day from the sport. And I wanted to always make sure that if I did call it a day from the sport, I'm content. I'm in a good position to call it a day that where I don't have to look at the game again. Alhamdulillah, bro. God's been kind, and I'm in a position where I can call it a day, and I'm blessed.
Just a couple of questions for me then, Amir. So you come across in the interviews I've done with you before as someone who's made peace in terms of the defeats that you've had in your career. But can you talk to me about that process of making peace with those defeats when you had some controversy surrounding some of them. So, or contention with the Garcia loss, for example, you and Angel Garcia went back and forth, and then Peterson with the 2 points deducted and the mystery around that fight too. Can you talk to me about making peace with the defeats?
You know what? Life's too short to kind of, dwell over situations like that. So I've always kept it at peace. Whatever happened, I've always said, look, the best man won, the better man won, and I moved on from it. I've never really kept something on my heart. Never been that type of guy to have kept something inside or kept it on me. I've always it's God's way. If I was meant to lose, it's happened. It is what it is. And God's always got a plan for you. And when I lost those fights against Peterson, and I knew he cheated, I kind of knew that, look, I can do better as well. I need to move on. I need to just forget about that, what's happened, and just carry on as a fighter. You can't dwell over the past, man. And I never did that. Even the Kell Brook fight, now losing that fight, obviously it hurts, but I can't let it stay with me because it'll torture me. So you have to you have to move on, and I hope this gives confidence to the other up and coming fighters that don't dwell over fights that have happened that you lost or maybe you didn't do well in. You just move on in life.
You've been with a number of different trainers throughout your career, but I wonder how you feel about the trainer who you felt you learnt the most from and who you feel you were at the best with in terms of your performances in the ring.
I think Freddie Roach was in the early stage of Virgil Hunter before he got sick. I think that was probably my best times of my career. Other than that, I think it's hard to say. I've had a great career, man. All my trainers have been brilliant. Honestly, no disrespect to all of them. They're all good in their own ways, and I loved all of them. Me and Freddie gelled the most, really, because stylistically it was perfect. But all of them, for taking a timer and having so much respect for me. And I think with all the coaches I've ever had, when they never knew how good I was till they trained me. And they were like, wow, you're a really good fighter. And every fight then had the pound for pound thing in their mind. They'll make me a pound for pound champion. Like I said, maybe it wasn't me. That maybe I couldn't. But every trainer out there probably thought I could make it up there. But it was just that missing thing in me, probably. It was, that had never got me there.
Final quick one from me, Amir. Then now the curtain's down on your career. People are going to look back at your fights now to watch you in the ring. If there was a fight for people to watch to say, this is me, this is Amir Khan, you need to watch this fight, what fight is that?
I've been the Zab Judah fight, the Kotelnik fight, the fight against Maidana. I mean, it says it all, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, they're fights that people want to see. I mean, the Maidana fight, that 12 round of brutal beating, really. It's a good fight to watch. Even I watch it and think to myself, how the fuck did I stay up? Because they were fights that I was like, damn, like bro, they're fights that you don't want. They're the fights that you do not want. That's bad for boxing, for a boxer, sorry, to take that much beating punishment. Because I probably would have been a better fighter if I didn't take that punishment. But they were beating that really stick to you for the rest of your life, man.
Amir, congratulations on your career. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jonathan Nagyoff, Pro Boxing Fans.
Hi, Amir. Thanks for taking time to speak to us all today. I appreciate it. In sort of recent years, we've seen yourself, Kell Brook, obviously last week, David Haye, Tony Bellew, all call it a day, all pay-per-view fighters. Who do you believe is potentially has that chance to become the next pay-per-view star in the UK?
In the UK, the next pay-per-view star, I think Conor Benn could make it, definitely. If he gets some big... See, I think Eddie's holding him back a bit too much. Fine, he's calling all these big names that he wants to fight. Myself, Kell, we're done. He needs to go and prove himself against, like when I went and fought Maidana. I went and fought Maidana when no one expected me to win. He needs to do the same thing. He needs to fight someone like these Virgil Ortizes or beat someone like the young fighter who beat Virgil Ortiz. Not Virgil Ortiz, who just beat the guy from Canelo, Stevenson, who I heard is moving up a weight. I mean, someone like that, he needs to really beat someone. I mean, look, when I beat Maidana, he had like 31 fights, drawn one and knocked 30 out. So he needs to prove himself. I think he could be a very big pay-per-view star. Then you've got AJ, who I think is an amazing pay-per-view star. Fury, in my opinion, one of the best British fighters to come out of Britain, pay-per-view star. Up-and-coming fighters, I think that Zine brothers, amazing talent, man. They're beasts, man. them two brothers will go far, especially the younger one. Very skillful, very quick, very smart, very classy, and a very dedicated fighter, disciplined fighter. I think he's the one to make it as an Asian fighter up.
I know Kell Brook obviously retired about a week before you. Have you spoken to him since the fight? Could you ever imagine you two doing a tour like Frochton Groves or something like that?
You know what? Like, I'm not spoken to him, but you know what? I'd like to speak to him though. Look, keep it very respectful with him. And it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, look, we fought each other, but like, yeah, I never hated him. It's business, isn't it? So I want to really like, it'd be nice to see him and maybe shake hands with him and ask him what he did better to win the fight.
Congratulations, Amir. Best of luck in the future.
Cheers, Jonathan.
Cheers.
Great. Finish bang on 1 o'clock, Amir, as predicted. You're
Are we done?
Is there any final questions?
Salute.
Last ones before Amir bows out for good.
Guys, love you, leave you, man. Thank you very much. And honestly, might never speak again. Or if we do, just want to say thank you for everything. If you ever see us, come and say hi to us, because I get pushed in the head for a living, so I forget names. All right. So I forget. I've got a bit of a bad memory. So if you ever see us, tap us down and we'll have a good conversation, have a good chat. All right. Thank you once again.
Cheers,
God bless.
Thanks,
See you
mate.
later, guys. Take care. Bye.